Good morning, all ads from UTG. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to our live session last night. It was actually a really good stream. We both really enjoyed ourselves looking at the market, and appreciate everyone who watched. There was good numbers last night as well. And for all those who watched it after the fact, thank you as well. This morning, Wednesday morning in Melbourne right now, the markets are doing exactly what we expected them to do, to be honest with you. BTC and Ethereum especially, if I had to single out some pairs that we looked at last night. But look, we were discussing last night this level of demand, and I did point out that steamroller is quite low on the on the oversold level. It's getting close to that green area there that we're all quite used to now, in terms of if you've been using steamroller for quite some time. RSI and CCI were on the same sort of oversold levels also, so it did make sense to have some form of relief. It did make sense. We did make that clear last night. The area that we were looking at to first get tested in terms of the level of relief would be, or would have been, or was, is that 10.576. We've got those rejections there to the left-hand side on BTC, and we've also got some respected candles on the way down at that level also. And I dare say if we zoom the chart out, we're going to see some more candles to the left-hand side that respect that level also. So that was really the first stop for BTC in terms of a relief. I'm going to throw on the UTG volume indicator, which we've got some news coming out this week, about this week coming into the weekend about. So stay tuned for that in the Facebook group and in the Discord. But yeah, now we're looking at that relief now at 10.576. If I draw in the current Fibonacci, we can probably get a better idea if we can expect BTC to continue here. So we're looking at a push through that 23.6 fib extension now, or fib retracement level, excuse me. It is still the morning. And then we're looking at a 38.2, 10.629 level to be the next level that is to be respected or could be respected alongside this 38.2, and a lot of this liquidity sitting up at that level also, which lines up quite nicely, with that 50, with the 38, around this area here, this pocket around that price would be an interesting way to continue for BTC, and I think it more than likely will happen. The indicators are still quite oversold in terms of the 4-hour time frame, in terms of the smaller time frame area. If we look at the macro scale of things, if I just get rid of that fib so we can see it a little better, if I go to the daily time frame, then you can probably see what direction we're heading in. So we've got the higher high, lower high, and then we got another lower high here at the 618, and then a quite substantial drop after every lower high. So lower high, we had a substantial drop. Lower high, we had a substantial drop. So if we start to create another lower high, if we trickle all the way up to this 38.2, this 10,680 or 10,600 that we spoke about last night for BTC, if we trickle up to there on a higher time frame, we could see another lower high and then continuation down towards that 10,000 and towards that gap that we've been speaking about for the last couple of weeks. Personally, in my opinion, I think the gap will be filled. It's definitely looking that way. The volume's definitely looking that way. The price action and market structure is definitely looking that way too. If we're just zooming out and seeing it for what it is, the market structure is continuing, and we might have that lower low at that 9.6 level at that gap where we see on the higher time frames. But right now, calling it play by play on the 4-hour time frame, like we have been doing for the last little bit. We have reached our first area of interest at that 10,576 or 10,580 level, just literally to the dollar. So it's not a bad level to look for. All we did was look for the resistance level on the left-hand side for the previous areas that BTC has been rejected in the past, and we could see us back up to this 38.2, this 10.6, moving across from here. And that'll be a nice retrace, or that'll be a nice bounce or relief rally or a dead cat or whatever you want to call it for BTC to form its continuation downwards towards that gap or back towards that 10,000 level, or even retest this level of demand. So it's going to be a nice one. If you haven't watched the video from last night or watched the live stream from last night, I do encourage you to do that. It was a really good stream. We did cover a lot. And if you haven't already, join the Trade Hacker by Unity Trading Group Facebook page. We are taking members now. Everything that we post in the Discord, or everything substantial that we post, will be on both platforms. So if you're part of the Discord as well, you can stay there, or if you want to join both, you can. If you want to get involved with the Discord and you're not already, you can join the Discord by visiting unitytradinggroup.com, and liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel also helps us along the way. So moving on to ETH USD. ETH USD, not a substantial move. Less volume going into this pair. Much less volume going into this pair. We are stuck at this 23.6, and we are seeing levels of rejection on that Fibonacci level already. We've got some wicks and some substantial closes underneath it. If we were looking for a push or for more of a bounce on Ethereum, like I said last night, 38.2, 356 lines up quite nicely with that level of liquidity to the left-hand side. You can see that pretty much immediately by looking at this red line, and I'll change it to white. That's what I was about to do. There we go. So you can see a little better. You can see those levels that are of respected liquidity there on the left-hand side, looking at that 38.2, looking at that 356.18 level for Ethereum. If we're looking for more of a bounce or more of a relief for ETH, that's where I'd be putting it. 38.2. That lines up quite nicely with a lot of the volume that we're seeing on the left-hand side. So that's where I would put ETH in the mid to short term. Obviously, going into the end of this week, we've got our live session tomorrow night at 7:30 Melbourne time that we'll be revisiting this and looking at some of the damage that's been done to Ethereum. And obviously into the weekend, we'll be expecting some movements alongside this. I could be completely wrong. Like I said, I'm happy to be wrong. We always say we're happy to be wrong. We could continue down from here. But in terms of the way the price action looks and in the way that the market's looking right now, some respected candles off demand is a good sign for some form of relief or some form of dead cat bounce. And if we look at the most logical level for this to go to, we've obviously got that liquidity on the left-hand side to go for. We have been supported there and rejected there multiple times in the past. So that's the most logical position, in my opinion, for ETH to go for a relief rally before we do see some more movements to the downside or even a retest of that demand. Wrapping up for this morning, the morning sessions are very, very quick, and we are looking at just the major pairs on the BTC, on the crypto side and the forex side. So US dollar currency index is a regulated market. This is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions for UTG right now. We have done what I semi expected for the DXY. And we have moved through finally this level of supply after we've smashed up to it a little. Excuse me. Let me circle back. After we have been rejected on this level multiple times, and we did get rejected on the yesterday before the very volatile move to the upside. So a lot of the other pairs have been stripped back, and I'm sure that we'll find some evidence of that, especially on silver. We're looking at a 0.5% down on on today. So the US dollar really seeing the benefits from that. The next level of supply is that 94.6 level. That fib extension of 27.2, 94.50 is going to be an area to look out for the DXY also. That's the next level above. So usually what happens with a supply when it does get broken, we smash through it, we come back and retest it, and then we go for the next one. So those two levels, that supply and that fib extension, is where I'm going to be looking for the remainder of this week and next week. I don't think it'll happen immediately. I don't think we'll have an increase amount of volume for the remainder of the week, going on to Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, or Thursday, Friday night into Saturday morning. I think it's pretty irrational to see the DXY get all the way up to 94.60 immediately. I think it'll take a little bit more time and a little bit more fluffing around at this level before we see that increase in volume. Happy to be wrong. Also happy to see this extend further over the next couple of days. But I do think it needs a bit of a rest, a bit of a pullback. We are getting to that oversold territory. Overbought territory on Steamroller. CCI is looking to be give us a little bit of a bearish diversion signal there, and RSI is getting to the higher area then. So what I'd be doing, I'd be getting rid of this level, waiting to see where this stops. So into the rest of today, waiting to see where this stops, drawing fibs, and then expecting this to pull back and then continue. Obviously, that's what we've had after we didn't even create a lower low. We just moved to the right, then created a higher high, pulled back, created another higher high. So more than likely, we're going to retest that previous level of supply before moving to the upside if we can expect this to continue. But that wraps up the morning update. Thank you for joining me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That helps us out a lot, helps our reach, helps more people to get access to this information. If you do support us, please like and subscribe. That would be fantastic. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 Melbourne time. Myself and Ty will be on. And in the meantime, join the Discord. Be active in the Discord. We're always there. And if you haven't already, joined the Facebook page. It is gearing up to be a decent area. There is a few bits and pieces going in there. That we have got a lot of big plans for the Facebook group, and there is some members trickling in every day. So that's good to see. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.